Welcome back. So, hopefully, you've now got a target audience. You've been thinking about some products that potentially you could entice them or help them to buy. And you've been thinking about three different levels: entry level, mid level, and those that don't have a care in the world on money right now. Not so many as there were, but they're still out there. So, what we're going to try and do now is talk about price and how much is too much. There are certain things to remember about the price of a product. What is the product? There will be a natural space for what it is that you're selling. And that will help you to have an understanding of your competition. So, what are they selling a comparable product for? There's a lots of P's going on in this at the moment. So, you've got to also think about where your product is positioned. So, for example, I have a nice bottle of water here. This bottle of water came from a wholesaler. It came in a box of, I don't know, a lot. It worked out at pennies rather than anything else. However, if I purchased that bottle of water in somewhere different, so a Taylor Swift concert, for example, or when I was waiting for my plane, the cost of that product is now significant. Has anything changed? No, apart from the location. So, where your product is placed will actually very much affect what the cost is. And also, how much do you need to promote it? Is it a natural product people are looking for already? Or do you need to attract the audience with paid advertising? There are many factors, from how much it costs to make, to ship, to get quickly, to package in abundance. But the magic word is profit. Always make sure you have a product that makes you a profit when it is sold in whatever location that may be. So your product needs to have a price that people are willing to pay. It needs to be presented in a way where they are happy to purchase it. So sometimes it will be a different price in a different location. And that's probably because you've taken one of those factors out. The only way to test it is to put a price on it and see what happens. If it sells too fast, the chances are you've underpriced it. If it sticks about for a bit, you might be a bit top heavy. I tend to test new listings on places like eBay or Amazon and see what happens. But I've already done the research on places like that to see what sell already. So we looked at eBay in the last video, and I'm going to show you in Amazon how you can get a bit of an indication of what's actually selling on there. And it's all down to something called BSR. So that's the sales rank of the product, and that actually determines how many are selling. The lower the rank, then the more are selling. Also, the more competition in general, but it gives you an indication if you have a similar product to the one that you want to sell. So let's go and see what that looks like. So we've just jumped into Amazon, and I may as well do the Halloween list search the same as I did for eBay. So I've just pressed enter, and that's what most people that are looking are likely to do. Actually, people who have Prime are going to pay a little bit extra because they're just going to click this magic button here that says they're going to get it quicker. Now that's another factor in pricing. People will pay for something to get to them quicker, depending on the reasoning behind it. So in the very first video, I said it was about why they're buying. So I'm going to look in garden and outdoors, because otherwise I'm going to get half the world on here. And then I'm going to change one of the settings on here to see what it's going to give me. So I'm still going to do my search, but then I'm going to change this little button from featured, which is Amazon guiding me to spaces it wants me to go. And I'm going to go priced low to high. Or I might have picked the newest arrivals because I may have done this search before. Now, one of the reasons that people sell on Amazon or buy on Amazon is speed. It means they're likely to get it fast. And this magic button here for the buyer blocks out all of the other products. Now, we seem to have jumped again back to Prime Video. They're desperate for me to buy a Halloween video, but hey. And also, it's just given me featured again, and it's desperate for me to go to the stuff they want me to see. Yeah, it's having one of those nights. Now, it's quite spooky, but then it is a Halloween search. So let's just go and see what it's going to give us anyway, because I wanted to show you what we're looking at. So each product will have a sales rank. So this rather fun thing, anything with sponsored in it, they're paying extra to be here. So I will go and see what is naturally ranking. So bestseller sweeties, 1 day delivery. I'm going to get them tomorrow. So they're going to charge me a tenner for my free 1 day delivery because I have a Prime account. And let's go and have a look at what the heck we're getting for our money. So this is the listing. This has helped it to rank here. So title is exceptionally important. It's also telling me where the sweeties have come from. They seem to have acquired these lovely little country of origin. And I'm going to use this lovely little app here later on to show you something. But for now, I just want to show you what you can see if you scroll down. So you can see the data of who is selling at what price. You can see a graph of pricing over a particular period of time. You can see what else people are buying. Now that's really important, sort of seeing what else people are buying. Because if you have a product that is not necessarily going to be profitable on its own, what can you bundle it with? So we've got a load of sweeties here that are all on their own. But what if we bundled it with sweetie bags to give them out to the kids? So there's all sorts of ideas here. Now what I've moved down to is the technical details. So it's telling me where it's coming from. It's telling me who's manufactured it and where, although it told me Spain at the top. It's giving me the customer reviews. Now these are really important. So customer reviews are what the customer thinks. Now the BSR, which is your best sellers rank, is showing me in a particular space what number this one is ranking at. It's ranking at 376 in grocery. Now that's actually quite scary because that means this particular product is outranking an awful lot of proper food. Should it be in the grocery section? Who knows, but that's where it is listed for now. This product was first available in September 2022 and it seems to have sold quite a few. So it's number one in sweets and gifts. So that section alone is doing very well from this particular product. Now, over the period of time, certain sweets will be an evergreen. Sweets with monsters and snakes and Lord knows what in it. Probably not as much in the rest of the year, perhaps in the summer months as it is now. But you know what? Kids will be kids and they like what they like. Having an evergreen product is a good space to be. And I know at the beginning we suggested that you look at what is current now. You also need products that are going to be evergreen, that you can sell all year round for one reason or another. This probably is an evergreen to a degree because there's always going to be kids' parties and there's always going to be people looking for sweeties. You also have an upsell on this with the bags to go with it. So you've got your entry level, your mid level, and perhaps if you do a party deal on a couple of sets of them, you've also got your top level as well. So it's really important to actually get that balance right. So the price is what somebody is willing to pay. And there's varying things in here that will show you price drops and the increases. So they've nudged pricing a little bit, but in general, you can see that other than a spike at some point here, this price has remained at this price. Now, this is a magic price on Amazon. Anything under £10 has cheaper fees. So hopefully with whatever is in that sweetie section, they're doing well out of it and they have profit. They are going to be selling an awful lot of sweeties to be making a good profit of that amount, but at this time of year, that's probably going to be happening as well. So, pricing. Where is it? What is it? What are your competitions selling things at? And what do you think it is worth? There's a difference between value and worth. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. The value is whatever it cost you to create it. So it's down to whatever your customers are happy with, and that is something that you're going to need to do the research for.